childhood does not protect Black youth. So if we look at Tamir Rice, you look at Trayvon Martin, all of these are babies. So we live in a society where children that are 8, 10 years old are thought of as monstrous brutes. But Tupe Fiasco, all of his children that are grown ass men are considered kids. Oh, don't worry about them. You know, if you look at these examples of these college kids that are doing assaults and different stuff, they get slaps on the wrist because they have the complexion for the protection. But childhood does not protect Black youth. And I also realized that no matter what the age of a person is, in the roadside memorials, they incorporate toys. And what happens if someone passes away, they're the youngest of the ancestors. So all of these toys are used in elements of, it's almost like security blankets. There are certain things that you give to children because it helps them transition from one stage of life into the next. So I think that in these roadside memorials, these childhood objects are about transition, the same way that the shells are about transition and easing that movement into the next world.
We have another question from a viewer on Facebook. Marvin Weeks asks, I am from the Gullah Coast. How do you feel South Florida's diverse African artists connect to a collective memory in developing work?
It just, I think sometimes there's so much. I think the part of us that we think is, the part of us that thinks that it thinks, that's the smallest amount of our brain. There's so much larger parts of our being and understanding that is a lot more tied into the cosmic. So I definitely feel that there is like this ancestral memory, because you know I don't understand how else to explain that found materials is so central to a lot of the work of African people. And I also think that there's this trickster tradition of using humor and using ways to subvert power. So I think we were the first products, like we were bought and sold. So going from a spiritual understanding of using, because if we were in West Africa, we would use, or even throughout the roots workers and the herbalists, they're using things that are organic, but I'm using things that are from the industry and things that were made for profit and made to build wealth for the other folk. So subverting that, taking, just like I would take an herb and turn it into something else. You know, I'm taking things from the market and transforming it to make whatever meaning that I want. And I think that's something that is important, because there are limits to what my work can do, but there are no limits to what the viewer can do. The viewer has, you know, they need to have more agency. They need to really not be apathetic. They need to find ways to change the conditions, you know, by any means necessary.